Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramagurubhyo Namaha Srimad Ananda Tirtha Bhagavat Padacharya Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Pujyaya Raghavendraya Satya Dharma Rathaya Cha Bhajatam Kalpavrikshaya Namatam Kamadhenave. Sri Rajaru Smarane. We are going to see various topics under this series, Rajaru Smarane. In this series, we are going to look at various angles of Sri Raghavendra Teertharu's Charitra and his qualities and his miracles, his jnana, bhakti, vairagya, and his blessings to all his sishyas, etc. First, let us start with Hari Bhakti and Guru Bhakti of Sri Rajaru. Before we get into this topic, what is Bhakti? There is general misconception about Bhakti. Going to temple on festivals or patting the cheeks on seeing a deity or touching the photos or taking vows to overcome troubles and forgetting him during happier times. The right definition of Bhakti is given by Sri Raghavendra Swami's Mula Guru Sriman Madhvacharya and also Saint Sri Jayatirtha, who has come in this parampara. It is said that the love and affection that we express towards God must surpass the affection which we repose towards our parents, wife, a friend, children or grandchildren. That is true bhakti. We should not approach God only during needs. Bhakti should not be wavering. Sri Vijayadasaru says while praying to Lord Shiva, Taila Dharayante Manasakodu Hariyalli Shambho. Oh Shambho, please bless me with bhakti towards Sri Hari, like the flow of the oil which is uninterrupted and straight without splashing. Sometimes we exhibit bhakti to get appreciation from others. Also, when someone indulges in listening to devotional song, recites stotras, or listen to spiritual discourse during early years of life, we are taunted for involving in such activities, which is assumed to be reserved for the post-retirement state of the life. But bhakti is something which should be developed from very young age. This is something which is strongly declared by Sri Prahlada Rajaru himself, the first avatar of Sri Raghavendra Swami. Prahlada Rajaru, during his avatara, he clearly says, Kaumaram Acharet. Bhagavata Saptama Skanda explains about this in detail. Trivikrama Panditacharya, who is a disciple of Acharya Sriman Madhvaru, once peeps out of curiosity into the closed doors of the sanctum sanatorium in Udupi Sri Krishna temple, when Acharya took little more time than usual for offering Naivedya. What he saw was mind-boggling. He saw Sakshat Sri Ramachandra Murti being worshipped by Sri Hanuman, Sri Krishna being worshipped by Sri Bhima, and Sri Vedavyasa worshipped by Sri Madhva. He immediately composed Sri Vayastuti in praise of the three avatars in 41 slokas. When he showed the composition to Acharya, Acharya immediately composed 2 verses in praise of just the nails of Sri Narasimha and added it to the Vayastuti, considering it incomplete without the praise of the Supreme Lord itself separately. This is true devotion. After that, it came to be known as Sri Harivayastuti. So, whatever the 41 slokas given by Trivikrama Panditacharya is called to be Vayastuti. The 2 slokas on Narasimha is called to be Nakastuti. Together, it used to be chanted in Samputi Karana form. That is Nakastuti followed by Vayastuti, again followed by Nakastuti. So together it is famously known to be Sri Harivayastuti. It can be emphatically said that the day is incomplete without the recitation of Sri Harivayastuti for a devout follower of Acharya Madhvan Sri Raghavendra Swami. Trivikrama Panditacharya in this stuti seeks to be blessed with such a bhakti, which is Govinde Dehi Bhaktim Bhavati Cha Bhagavan Urjitam Nimittam Nirvyajam Nischalam Sadgunagana Brihatim Shashvatim Ashudeva. Grant me the kind of bhakti towards Govinda and towards you, which should be such that it should be straightforward without any expectations, unwavering and filled with auspicious qualities, and that too instantly. That is the prayer of Trivikrama Panditacharya. Sri Raghavendra Swami has done such bhakti towards his Guru and Bhagavan Sri Narayana, Sri Hari. His bhakti is like ocean. It is impossible to know the ocean in its entirety. However, just as we take a dip in one corner near the shores of the ocean and claim that we have had the sea bath, in the same way, Sri Vadindra Teertharu, who is the great grandson of Sri Raghavendra Swami in his Purvashrama, whose Brindavana is next to Rayara Brindavana at Mantralaya. In his work, Guruguna Stavana talks about the greatness of Sri Raghavendra Swami and his compositions. It is said that when the Grantha was offered at the feet of the Lord near Rayara Brindavana by Sri Vadindra Teertharu, the Brindavana shook and the Grantha received direct blessings from Sri Rayara Brindavana by flowers placed on the Brindavan falling on the Grantha. Sri Vadindra Teertharu compares the greatness of Sri Raghavendra Swami's knowledge to an ocean. It is impossible to drink all the water in the ocean, isn't it? Yet, we can take a few drops of it and sprinkle it on ourselves to be purified, considering it as the holy bath. Raghavendra Swami, from his Mula Rupa itself, is a great devotee of Sriman Narayana, Sri Hari. He is Karmaja Devata named Shankakarna in Brahmaloka, serving Sri Chaturmukha Brahma in his Sri Hari's puja by fetching flowers every day. For us, it is very casual task. Whereas Acharya Madhva describes Hanuman, who was so casual in bringing the Sanjeevi mountain during the Ramayana war and was equally casual while throwing it back in its place, was very cautious when it came to the task of fetching flowers for Deva Puja. He would be extra careful and handle it with great reverence, being afraid that he should not be polluting it with his breath or by any other manner of touching it or dropping it, etc. This shows the intensity of bhakti. Once when Brahma was performing Sri Hari's puja, Shankakarna, due to prarabdha karma, delayed in bringing the flowers. It was also Sri Hari's sankalpa that he should take avatara on the earth for benefit of several bhaktas. Thus, Brahmadevaru cursed him to be born on the earth. Satyaloka is like 5-star hotel, isn't it? So for devatas to be born on earth is degrading. Just like how we fear being transferred to a small village after living in metro cities. We are worried about the lack of facilities like in cities, rather than bothering about vicinity of temples or availability of good satsang. We worry about several insignificant things. But quite in contrast, Shankakarna thought that in spite of being born on earth, his bhakti towards Sri Hari should not become reduced. He wanted to continue his service to Mukhya Prana and Sri Hari. This can be very clearly noticed in Sri Raghavendra Swami's life. We see that he was not only personally blessed in such a way with unflinching bhakti, he is even today initiating bhakti among several ordinary people. Sri Raghavendra Swami's soul itself is in such manner that he starts the day with Pratasankalpa Gadhya. It is a promise made before God in the morning and praying for His grace to fulfill them. Also in this resolve he says, not only me, I will also make my relatives, Purvashrama, or it can be a Purva Avatara, students of philosophy, that is all his Sishyas, Sishyas together, studied together, my disciples, his Sishyas and Bhaktas to act in this manner. Madagya Karibihi, Vidya Sambandhibihi, Dega Sambandhibihi. The three groups of people that he mentioned in this Grantha, whom he has been taking near to the God Sriman Narayana by doing their karma at right time in right manner. More than that, doing bhakti sincerely. So this is the confidence he has in his bhakti. Madagya Kharibihi, Dega Sambandhibihi, Vidya Sambandhibihi. That's why we are all here doing Yatha Shakti, our karma anushtana, bhakti, prayers, chanting, doing service to Lord Sri Hari, only with the blessings of Sri Raghavendra Teertharu, as per his sankalpa that he has been doing daily in the morning. Even to this day, he makes this sankalpa every day from the Vrindavana. He thus wants his followers also to be initiated into pure bhakti. So his bhakti is not merely restricted to himself, but also impacts his associates in every walk of life. As Prahlada, he was born in a Asura family, yet he had Upadesha from Narada even when he was in his mother's womb with correct knowledge, lest he be misguided by Hiranyakashipu after he was born. Later, when Hiranyakashipu tortured Prahlada for not accepting him as God, Prahlada stood firm in his bhakti to Sri Hari. Prahladana pita badisutiruvaga Narahariyambo namave kaito ninyako ninna hangyako ninna namada bala ondhu idare sako. Sri Purandara Dasaru says in his Kriti, when Prahlada was tortured by his father Hiranyakashipu, his countless chanting of Sriman Narayana's Nama, Sri Hari's Nama only saved him all the time. Ananya chintayanto mam yejana paryupasate tesham ityabhiyukthanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Says Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, it is his responsibility to protect his devotees through thick and thin. So Prahlada's bhakti is result of his faith. Dasaru says, Nambi kettavar illavo Rangayyana nambade kettare kedali. There is none who have come to ill by doing bhakti. Nambida Vibhishananige Ramanada, Nambadidda Ravananige Yamanada. Sri Purandara Dasaru explains this very clearly in his Kriti. For Vibhishana, who reposed faith, he came as Rama. While for Ravana, who did not trust, he came as Yama, god of death. Also, when Prahlada took avatara as Sri Vyasarajaru, he was Rajaguru for King Sri Krishnadevaraya. During that avatara, he reposed faith in Anjaneya as Guru and installed 732 Mukhya Prana Anjaneya throughout the length and breadth of the country to protect Sanatana Dharma. He went on Padayatra to achieve this. He also wrote commentaries on Sriman Madhvacharya and Tikacharya's Granthas to simplify it to the devotee, as Tatparya Chandrika, Nyayamrita and Tarkatandava. It is said that Appaya Dikshidhar once told Sri Vijayendra Swami that Sri Vyasaraja's 3 works are like the 3 knots around a ripe cucumber fruit to prevent it from falling apart. Similarly, Sri Vyasaraja's commentary is a great service to Acharya in reaffirming his bhakti tradition. If this was his Guru Bhakti, similarly his Hari Bhakti can also be referred to be unsurpassed. We heard this in his Charitra. Once while offering Naivedya to Mula Gopala Krishna, it is tradition to recite Dwadasha Stotra, which is Acharya's Madhva's composition, right? So it is believed that the Stotra has the power to remove all the negative effects of the food. So after this, when Swamiji was about to take the Naivedya, The cook came and running to fall at his feet. He sought pardon and begged Swamiji to refrain from eating the food. He confessed to have poisoned the food due to his association with certain people's influence. Vyasaraja Swami in turn replied that the food which is offered to God cannot be rejected even if it is mixed with poison. So he boldly ate the food with faith on the Lord. He digested the food with ease. This is his firm faith. This is true bhakti. Sri Vyasarajaru's guru is Sripathiraja. Once he was approached by the king to take over the puja rituals of Tirumala temple, as the lineage of the Purohits of the temple were brutally murdered. So Sri Sripathirajaru sent Sri Vyasarajaru, who performed the puja for 12 years. He saw the temple hills as Saligrama and walked upon his knees. That was his bhakti. Later, as Sri Raghavendra Swami's, his bhakti was also unimaginable. It was really great. It is believed that to identify the nature of liking of a child, group of things like books, toys, eatables, etc. are placed before them to choose between them. When Raghavendra Swami in his Purvashrama as Venkatanatha in his childhood was put to this test, even as a baby, he selected the holy books. It was well described in his Charitra, Sri Raghavendra Vijaya. Even in his earlier avatar as Prahlada, he had talked about the 9 types of bhakti. Sri Guru Rajaru, in his earlier avatar as Prahlad, had talked about the 9 types of bhakti. We have heard about the same in Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoho Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Bandhanam Dhasyam Sakyamatma Nivedhanam. The 9 types of bhakti. Shravana, which is nothing but to hear about God and His Mahima. Kirtanam, to sing His glories, to talk about Him and to give discourses. Smaranam, to contemplate on Him always thinking about God, to have God's thoughts underlying in every action. Padasevanam, pada means, we can take it as a pada, which is study of scriptures. And also pada means God's disciples, the bhaktas. So serving bhaktas is also the pada sevanam. Archanam, to do puja and bhakti. Vandhanam, bow down to the Lord present in everyone. Dasyam, like Hanuman, to be at service of the Lord always. We know that Hanuman introduced himself to Ravana as Rama's Dasa, Dasoham Koshalendrasya Ramasya Klishta Karmanaga. Sakyam, to treat God as friend. Dasaru says, Adidare ennodayana aduve, Bedidare ennodayana beduve. Which means, if at all I have to tell about my troubles to someone, it is to my Lord. If at all I have to seek any help, it would be only from my Lord, Sri Hari, and so on. Sukavahali Bahadu Kavahali Sakani Nahiro Panduranga. the happiness or sadness, whatever it is in my life, I need Lord Sriman Narayana to be my best friend. Atma Nivedanam, realization of Lord as Bimba Rupi within us, who initiates every action of us. So in this way, Sri Raghavendra Swami, even as Prahlada, realized the importance of bhakti. He refused to even play and said life is so short. He was explaining about this to all Daitya Balaka. Half of our life is gone in sleep, and 10 years in childhood and 10 years in old age, and rest all in youthful activities like marriage, children, earning money and so on. So we hardly get very few years which should not be wasted, because this janma is gifted by Lord Sri Hari. Durlabham manusham janma. Manava janma doddadu, itana hani madalu beda huchappa hadira. Dasaru says, how can you waste this janma, which is very durlabha, very rare? You can't get this manushya janma. It is not so easy. Yesu kayangala kadidu 84 laksha jeeva ರಾಶಿಯಿಂದ ದಾಟಿ ಬಂದ ಈ ಶರೀರ. We have taken birth in 84 lakhs type of yonis, jivarashis, and that too in crores and crores of birth have been taken by us. So we are gifted to take this manushya janma. How can we waste this janma? So Prahlada Rajaru says, Kaumaram acharet prajna. A wise person will start bhakti from childhood itself. Raghavendra Swami, early in life, he studied all the Shastra from his brother and then from brother-in-law Lakshmi Narasimhachar. Later he married and got a son, but he was in high poverty and used to get food only to fill his stomach partially, that too once in an entire week. His Purvashrama was full of poverty. The 4 years in his married life in Purvashrama was unimaginable. Saraswati Bai was his Purvashrama wife, did not have change of clothes. Many days they did not have a leaf to have their food. First of all, they didn't have a food. Even if they had a food, they didn't have leaf to take a food. They would wipe the floor clean and serve the food on it. Yet he stood firm in his bhakti. Raghavendra Vijayam describes Raghavendra Swami's offering of water as Naivedya to the Lord during his puja. Yet he did not excuse himself from discharging any of his ordained duties. He would wear the Angarakshate on his forehead, symbolic of having Teerthaprasada, and come out of his house so that people do not know of his actual situation. And also he did not want people to be criticizing God for it. What a great bhakti that Sri Raghavendra Swami has shown in his Purvashrama. Along with firm faith, one should have patience in bhakti. Sri Rajaru says, Ittanga iruvano hariye enna doraye. Oh Lord, I will remain contented in my every situation you put me in. This maturity should be in a bhakta. Just as every taste is served in a leaf for a meal to become wholesome, we go through both joys and sorrows in life to make us develop wholesome personality. We cannot be eating only sweets all the time. Right? This was the matured bhakti we can see in Raghavendra Swami. Purandara Dasaru says in one of his famous kritis, Kashtadallirali Utkrishtadallirali Eshtadaru Mati kettu irali Kashtadallirali Utkrishtadallirali Eshtadaru Mati kettu irali Krishna Krishna Yendu Sistaru Beduva Krishna Krishna Yendu Sistaru Beduva Ashtakshara Maha Mantradhanamava Narayana Ninna Namada Smaraneya Saramritavu Yenna Nalihe Barali. Let it be in joy or sorrow, let your name Narayana be on my tongue always. Even on those days when he did not have anything to eat, in his Purvashrama, Venkatanatha's Anusandhana was like offering Ekadasi Vrata at Narayana's feet. Just as he has given a work, how to start the day, as we have seen, as Prata Sankalpa Gadya, he has also given Sarva Samarpana Gadya, how to end the day. In that, Sri Raghavendra Swami says, whatever I have done today, it was due to the grace of Sri Mukhya Prana and his Antaryami Sitapati Sri Ramachandra Murti in willing initiating every action through me. So he offered these actions to the Lord. That intensity of bhakti which he practiced makes thousands of people who go to Sri Raghavendra Swami Mat have the meals blessed with all their desires. None are denied food in his mat today. Even while in his state full of poverty, it is said that one day when a thief entered his house and robbed even the few torn clothes and broken vessels, Sri Raghavendra Vijaya explains about this. Chinne vastre binna paniya patre jirnas talyam tasyuba niyamane. He exclaimed, "Oh, this thief has come here to our house and got only torn clothes and broken vessels. If he had gone elsewhere, he would have got better things." He also said, if he is taking these broken things, it appears his situation is worse than ours. He thanked God for keeping him in a better situation. What a great personality Sri Raghavendra Swamiji is. That's why Sri Appanacharya says in his Stotra, Sri Raghavendra Teertharu is such a great personality who is always showing and blessing his Sishyas and Bhaktas at any cost. Sri Raghavendra Gurave Namo Atyanta Dayalave. Sharma Sloka slays about this. He is Atyanta Dayalu. Lord in Gita says, Atveshta Sarva Bhutanam Maitraha Karuna Yevacha Nirmamo Nirahankaraha Samadukka Sukakshami. One has to be compassionate towards all, no partiality. Also perceiving the Lord in everything and everywhere like Prahlada did. Ahankaram is nothing but me and Mamakaram is mine. These are the two worst things in our life to avoid. Gita says Nirmamo Nirahankara. It applies to Raghavendra Swamiji. He has written so many granthas and not in a single place claimed that it is his work due to his siddhi or his jnana and knowledge. He says it is only by grace of his Guru, Sriman Madhvacharya, Sri Jayatirtha and Sri Sudhindra Teertharu. Another fine example of his Guru Bhakti is seen when he wrote granthas even in adverse conditions, when there was no oil to burn the lamp. He would burn the dry leaves and sit through the night and write on palm leaves which were prepared with his own hands. Even during poverty, unmindful of his hunger, he has written granthas. Sri Vadindra Teertharu says that this was the great seva done by Sri Raghavendra Swami as Venkatanatha, who earned him the position of Pithatipati and was crowned on Vedanta Sambrajya, Madhva Sambrajya, from where his radiance is spreading even today, helping thousands of scholars, thousands of ordinary devotees with his blessings according to their needs. Vidya Lakshmi Saraswati Devi has blessed him with fullest strength and knowledge. Once after he became the Pithatipati, there was a famine in Thanjavur. There was no rain at all for years and years. Almost for 12 years there was no rain in the entire city and in and around all the villages. The king of Thanjavur invited Rajaru to bless him and all the people who are really suffering a lot. Raghavendra Swami promised the rain with the help of yaga. He also proved his statement by bringing rain to the stay in that state. The king was so surprised, so pleased, and he gifted him with an invaluable gem necklace. But Sri Raghavendra Swami had never traded his knowledge even during his days of the poverty. We have seen that lot. Will such a Swami accept this gem necklace from the king? Not at all. Ratnahara Bhare Raghavendra Agniyolitteru Raghavendra Harabhikanalu Raghavendra Kundaridhakadaru Raghavendra Raghavendra Guru Raghavendra Raghavendra Guru Raghavendra. He got the necklace and put it in the fire thinking that it was the Lord Parashurama in the Agni Antargata Bharati Ramana Parashurama Murti who brought this rain, and so the necklace should be offered to him only. Thus Raghavendra Swami could perceive the Lord everywhere, just as he had done in the Prahlada Avatara. We know the famous poet Bharatiyar has given such great word. Tikul viralai vaital nandalala unnai tindum inbam tondrudada nandalala. By placing my finger into the fire, I can feel your touch. Oh Nandalala, Krishna. What a great thought. By Bharatiyar. The king was little disappointed. The necklace, which he thought was of traditional, ancestral one, was casually thrown into the fire. But Raghavendra Swami was all-knower. He is Aparokshanyani. He understood the king's disappointment. Aparokshi krita srishaha samapekshita bhavajaha apekshita pradadhanyo Raghavendran na vidyate. The Sishya has got an Aparokshanyana just by touching his vastra. We have seen in his charitra. What a great Aparokshanyani Sri Raghavendra Swamiji is. He therefore put his hand right into the fire and removed the necklace, which shone with more radiance. The king was ashamed and offered it back to Moolarama as a kanike to Raghavendra Swami. If we take another example, earlier when Sudhendra Teertharu asked Venkatanatha, which during his Purvashrama of Raghavendra Swami, to take up sannyasa, he had refused, saying he had family responsibilities, his wife is so young and he has a kid, all these things. At that time, Sudhendra Teertharu told him that sannyasa was not really needed for him personally, because even otherwise he was so true to his dharma that there was the least doubt about his redemption. However, he was needed for the upliftment of people in the society. So Sudhendra Teertharu was very clear that Raghavendra Swami's sannyasa is not for his personal uddhara, it is for the public. It is for the devotees. It is for the common people who are waiting for such great jnanis, upadesha, granthas and blessings to come out of this samsara sagara. Saraswati Devi herself commanded him for this change in his life. On this command, on these blessings from Guru, made him immediately to overcome his initial apprehension and decided to take up the sannyasa diksha for the sake of the society. This was the kind of Guru Bhakti we see in Sri Raghavendra Swamiji. He resided in Kumbakonam and served in the Gurukulam run by his Guru Sudhendra Teertharu. And it was the Paramaguru Vijayendra Teertharu's Vidyapita. And he trained several Vedanta students as a great scholars. This was a great service by Raghavendra Swami to his Guru and his Guru Parampara. Study of Guru's teachings and writings is far superior service than the physical service or material offering to the Guru. As we know, he has given 51 works, granthas, commentary on every aspect of scriptures, be it Upanishad or Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Bhagavata, Mahabharata, or Triveda, Brahma Sutra and so on. Has given everything in a nutshell making it very simple for understanding by an ordinary bhakta as well, as he has rendered this as humble service at the feet of his gurus. Even today, he resides in the Vrindavana and blesses all the devotees who come seeking the blessings for and solution for their problems. It is said that when Sri Dasaru visited his Vrindavana, he had the vision of 4 forms of Lord Sri Hari, the 4 Rupas, as Narasimha, Sri Ramachandra Murti, and Sri Krishna and Vedavyasa on the 4 sides. With all the Devatas' blessings, Sri Raghavendra Swamiji, and also all the Guru Parampara from Srimad Ananda Tirtha Bhavatpadacharya up to Sudindra Teertharu in his Vrindavana, who at the same time Raghavendra Teertharu was in deep meditation with his Japamala. Vijayadasaru has been blessed to get such darshana in his Moola Vrindavana. Shri Madhvacharya and all other yatis in this parampara also present in the Vrindavana. They are also giving their blessings to Sri Raghavendra Swamiji. Let such a Raghavendra Swami, great devotee of Sriman Narayana during his Prahlada Avatara and his Vyasaraja Avatara, also blesses with such bhakti and guide us in the path of dharma. So we all have to pray Guru Rajaru and do his Smarane and pray our Guru Rajaru Sri Raghavendra Tirtha Swamiji to bless us such a great bhakti, jnana and vairagya and guide us in the path of dharma. Shri Raghavendra Tirtha Guruvantargatha Bharati Ramana Mukhya Pranantargatha Sithapati Shri Moola Ramachandra Priyatham Supreto Varadho Bhavatu Sri Krishna Arpanamastu.